Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I'm Hasham. This is the third video on inventory management. Last two videos I have explained you the meaning of the term inventory, then components of inventory, what is the objectives of maintaining inventory or managing inventory. Then I have explained about the factors determining the level of inventory. All these concepts I have already explained in the last two videos. In this video, I am going to explain you the techniques available for managing the inventory. So what are the techniques for inventory management that I am going to explain. So this theory is very important from examination point of view. Don't underestimate the theory in examination. Should not focus only on problems. If you are focusing only on problems without understanding the theory, it is just like a building without foundation. So this theory is the foundation. So be clear about the concept, then you can do the problem. You can enjoy learning the subject, financial management. So if you have not watched the first two videos, I suggest you go to the playlist of my channel. Select the subject, financial management for BBA. Select the video for inventory management, first two videos. Be perfect about the meaning, components, objectives, all these things. Now in this video, one technique I am going to explain, that is EOQ, economic ordering quantity. Apart from that, many other techniques are also there. So before explaining in detail, take the screenshot of the points, then I'll explain. Now, the topic is technique for inventory management. The effective inventory management requires effective control over inventory items. When we want to manage the inventory, we have to control the items of inventory in the stores. Every business will have different type of inventories. Manufacturing business will have inventory of raw material, inventory of work in progress, inventory of finished goods. So all these inventory have to be controlled properly. Then only we can be able to effectively manage the inventory. If it's a trading firm, only one type of inventory, finished goods, right? So inventory control refers to the system which ensures that supply of required quantity and quality of inventory at the required time and prevent unnecessary investment in inventories. So what do you mean by effective control over inventories? We should get the right type of inventory in the right quantity. So what quality of material we want? What is the quantity of material we want? And unnecessary investment in inventory should not be made. Then only we can say that inventory control is effective and efficient. The techniques for inventory control. So far we have seen what is the importance and what are the objectives of inventory control. But what are the techniques available? Now very important topic. What are the techniques available in order to control the inventory or manage the inventory? So different techniques are there. Determination of EOQ, economic ordering quantity. This is the most important technique to control the inventory. Secondly, stock levels. In the next video, I am going to explain you about stock levels, ABC analysis, JIT, VED and FSN. These are the different techniques which are applied in order to control the inventory, right? So in this video, first technique, that is EOQ, economic ordering quantity. Very frequently asked in examination, and also we have problems on this technique. So first of all, what is EOQ? Determination of the quantity for which the order should be placed in one of the important problems concerned with the efficient inventory management. So for efficient inventory management, first problem is how much quantity is to be ordered at a time. We have to order, we can order in bulk quantity or we can order in smaller quantity. What is the size of the quantity to be ordered at a time? That is a very important question for every business organization. How much quantity to be ordered at a time? Now, economic order quantity, EOQ, refers to the size of the order which gives maximum economy in purchasing any item of raw material or finished goods. That means what is the quantity to be ordered? That means the quantity which gives maximum benefit in purchasing the raw material or purchasing of finished goods. That means that size of material to be ordered which gives maximum advantage to the business, maximum benefit to the business in purchasing the raw material or finished goods. EOQ is the order size. Now specific meaning. EOQ is the order size that minimizes the sum of ordering and holding cost related to raw material or other inventories. Two types of costs are there in inventory: ordering cost and holding cost. So EOQ is that order size which minimizes the sum means total, the total of ordering cost and carrying cost. So EOQ is the order size. What is the size of the order at which it minimizes the ordering cost and carrying cost, holding cost related to raw material or any other type of inventory. Another simple definition or meaning is EOQ is that size of inventory that should be ordered at a time at which the ordering cost and carrying cost should be minimum. This is the most relevant definition. EOQ is that ordering size to be placed at which the ordering cost and the carrying cost are the minimum. So what are ordering cost and what are carrying cost? Now we are going to study. The two significant factors that are considered while determining EOQ are ordering cost and carrying cost. Carrying cost is also known as holding cost. Now first of all we'll learn what do you mean by ordering cost and what do you mean by carrying cost. So first of all, ordering cost. The cost that are incurred every time an order for inventory is placed with the supplier. Whenever we place an order with the supplier, the cost incurred in placing the order with the supplier is called ordering cost. So what are the examples of ordering cost here? These include communication charges. We have to communicate with the supplier, their delivery charges, receiving the goods, the transportation, then invoice verification, expenses and payment processing expenses. These are few examples of ordering cost. Now, the total ordering cost usually varies according to the frequency of placing order. The total ordering cost depends on the number of orders, frequency of orders. If more orders are placed in a year, more ordering cost. If less orders are placed, less ordering cost. For example, if we purchase in bulk quantity, then few orders are there. When few orders are applied, low ordering cost. Suppose if we are not purchasing in bulk, frequently we are purchasing, so more ordering cost. So it depends on number of orders. So if the number of orders placed during the year increases, the ordering cost will also increase. More number of orders, more ordering cost. Less number of orders, less ordering cost. That is the meaning of ordering cost. Now carrying cost or holding cost. By considering these two costs, we can decide EOQ, how much quantity to be ordered at a time with the supplier. So carrying cost, these are the costs that are incurred to hold the inventory in a store or warehouse. The cost incurred in holding the inventory in the stores, in the godown, in the warehouse. So what is the cost incurred in storing the goods or holding the goods? That is called carrying cost. Example of cost associated with the holding of inventory include occupancy of storage space. When you keep some material in the space, we have to incur expenditure on occupancy of the storage space. Secondly, rental charges. You have to pay the rent of the area or of the warehouse or stores. So rental charges. If you keep more material, more rent will be applied. If you are having small quantity, small rent will be applied. Then shrinkage. Sometimes some material will shrink if you keep for a longer period of time. That will also be carrying cost. Next, deterioration, spoilage. Some material will get spoiled by keeping it in the warehouse. So deterioration. Obsolescence, outdated. By passing of time also some material will become outdated. It loses its value. That is also carrying cost. Insurance. Normally insurance will be applied on the godown, on the warehouse where goods are kept. So insurance charges, if you keep more inventory, more insurance charges, less inventory, less insurance charges, then property tax, etc. So these are few examples of holding cost or carrying cost. So first I have explained ordering cost, then I have explained about carrying cost. The total holding cost usually depends on the size of the order placed for the inventory. The carrying cost mainly depends on the size of the inventory. If you are placing huge size inventory, supplier, we are purchasing in bulk quantity, then definitely carrying cost will increase. If we are purchasing frequently in smaller quantities, then the carrying cost will decrease. So it depends on the size of the order. More ordering size, more carrying cost, and vice versa. And the total holding cost usually depend on the size. Mostly the larger the order size, the higher the annual inventory cost, and vice versa. Larger inventory size, more carrying cost. Smaller ordering size, less inventory, less carrying cost. This. Now calculation of EOQ. So far we have seen the meaning of the term EOQ and what are ordering cost and carrying cost. Now what is the formula for calculating economic ordering quantity EOQ? The formula is 2AO by C under root. This is the formula. Where EOQ stands for economic ordering quantity, A stands for annual consumption in units. So annually how many units we require, that is A. O stands for ordering cost per order. Then C stands for carrying cost per unit. So if you have these three A, O, C, we can easily find out what is the EOQ. Now number of orders per annum. In 1 year, how many orders we require? So annual requirement divided by EOQ. This formula will give you how many orders per annum. Then frequency of orders. How frequently we have to place the order. That means between what time gap we have to place the order. Every 2 months, every 3 months, or every 40 days. So that frequency we can get number of days in a year divided by number of orders in a year, right? Or if you want in months, the numerator number of months in a year, you will get the answer in months. That's all. Now assumptions of EOQ. EOQ is a very important technique to decide how much quantity to be ordered in one place, in one order. How much size of material should be ordered in one place. But to find out that EOQ, there are some assumptions, and assumptions are the limitations. So what are the assumptions on the basis of which this EOQ is based? First, the total number of units to be consumed during the period is known with certainty. That means in order to apply EOQ, first of all the business must know how many units we require in 1 year. If we cannot be able to find out how many units we require, we cannot apply EOQ. The requirement of EOQ says that we need with certainty how many units will be consumed in 1 year. Secondly, the total ordering cost remains constant throughout the period. The ordering cost per order should not change during the period. The ordering cost per order should remain same throughout the year. So for one order it is 10 rupees, so 2 orders should be 20 rupees, 3 orders should be 30 rupees. That means proportionate change will be there. Then the inventory cost remains constant throughout the period. That means the purchase price of material should not change. When we have decided this is the purchase price, the purchase cost should remain same throughout the year. So these assumptions are the limitations. because normally the price will not remain same. The ordering cost per order may not remain same, and the number of units to be consumed in 1 year is not certain. It may change. So these are some of the limitations of EOQ. Then fourth one, there are no cash or quantity discount available. That means normally what will happen, when we purchase in bulk quantity, we'll get quantity discount. But EOQ says there should not be any discount. The purchase price should remain same, whatever quantity you purchase. That is also one of the limitations. Last one, the lead time does not fluctuate and the order is received on time. The lead time is the time gap between placing the order and receiving the material. The lead time will differ. In some cases, lead time may be 8 days. In some cases, it may be 15 days or 1 month, like that. The time gap between placing the order and receiving the goods. Now here EOQ assumption says that lead time should remain fixed. That means when we say lead time 15 days, means every time lead time should be 15 days only. And we should get the quantity of material right on time. There should not be any delay in receiving the material. These are some of the assumptions or limitations of EOQ. In examination, you may be asked a theory question like that. What is EOQ and what are the assumptions of EOQ? And what are the costs associated with EOQ? The cost associated with EOQ are ordering cost and carrying cost. So these are the assumptions. So in this video, I have explained you the first technique of inventory management, and that technique is economic ordering quantity. So if you are satisfied, give a like to the video, share my channel, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. And apart from that, membership club is open. You can become the member and some exclusive videos are posted in that membership group. So join the membership club. So inshallah, we will continue the next topic, next technique in the next video.